Hi, I'm Ryan.
Hi, I'm Justin.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So tell me a little about yourself.
Well, I go to Tiffin University. I'm a senior here. I study psychology and I play tennis for my university. So I've been here for 4 years and I came here primarily for tennis, I'd say.
Yeah, I play tennis too. I'm actually a psychology major also.
Okay, that's cool.
So how long have you been playing tennis?
I've been playing since I was 8 years old, so I'm 22 now. So, pretty long time. um, so yeah, I was, pretty much been doing that my whole life. I also play piano. I started that when I was about 8 years old too. So yeah, tennis was kind of my life.
Did you play for a team during that time? Like when you first started?
Yeah, I like grew up kind of just like taking lessons, and then like when I got to high school, then I started to play for my high school team, and I was kind of like number one in that area, and tried to train to go to like state and everything, and once I accomplished that, then it was time to go to college. So then I signed the letter to play for NCAA, and now I'm here. Oh, okay. Yeah, so tennis. You could edit this, right?
Probably.
Yeah, you can cut out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So how did that affect your schooling?
Yeah, when I was younger, um, I didn't really care too much for my schooling. It was kind of just more about tennis. But as I came to college, I realized like what I wanted to do with my career, and really study psychology. And my future goal is to be a clinical psychologist for like young adults, adolescents. So maybe like work in a university type setting. So I started really studying hard, and kind of tennis was kind of like a secondary thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How were your teammates?
Yeah, in high school they were. I've always had a good relationship with my teams. High school was good. College is good. Kind of have nice relationships on the court and out off the court. Um, so yeah, and it's helped me become more interpersonal, have more like social skills and stuff. So I say I'm a pretty outgoing person. So I think being on a team has helped me.
Okay. So that was the only sport you played?
Yeah, it was the big one, but I used to run a lot in high school.
So you did cross country?
I did cross country, yeah. I was a pretty good runner, so. But then I just decided to focus on tennis.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any future goals for your tennis?
After college, nothing like major, just for fun, because I've been playing competitive tennis my whole life, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of moved on from that life and going to focus on a new life after graduation.
Mm-hmm.
So either if that means pursuing straight to go into grad school, get a job in the field, or another idea is to become just like a flight attendant for a few years and travel the world and work in that. So that's option one. Option two is to work in the field, so I could work as an addictions counselor. So in Tiffin, I minored in addictions counseling, and I have my CDCA, which I'm a licensed chemical dependency counselor's assistant. So I've applied to about 15 to 20 jobs in around the Cincinnati, Dayton, Columbus area. So when I graduate, I could possibly get a job as working alongside chemical dependency counselors. So that's option two, or option three is to go, directly into grad school in clinical psychology programs. I want to go straight into doctoral programs. They accept bachelor level applicants, so you don't need to get a master's before. So that's Doctorate of Psychology. It's known as a PsyD. So that's the third option. So I have a variety of options what I want to do after. But we'll see where I end up.
Okay. So you did an internship then?
Yes, I did.
For the school?
I did. I did an internship in the summer. I worked at a nonprofit organization for at-risk youth. This was located in downtown Dayton. And there I assisted case managers and mental health counselors. I worked on a lot of ISPs, which are individual service plans for clients. I sat in on a lot of diagnostic assessments. So those are the first sessions of a counselor and a client to get to know each other, and the counselor evaluates their client and determines a proper diagnosis for their mental health. And I gathered a lot of client documentation for my case managers, and I inspected a lot of clients' in-reach and outreach apartments. So the daybreak I worked in the organization housed their clients in the building which we worked on. We worked on the third floor, but the clients were living on the second floor, and they also had outreach programs, so they provided their clients with apartments like throughout downtown Dayton. And so me and a few other interns would go around downtown and inspect their apartments to see if they were keeping up with what was required of them. And if they didn't, then they got notices saying, hey, this is, not really your property. We're providing you this. Either kind of get your crap together, get your stuff together, or you're going to get kicked out. Do what is required of you. We're providing you with this assistance, and if you don't appreciate what we're giving you, then you're going to be out. So it was interesting seeing these type of there's just like this type of like living situation, seeing like people at risk, youth, and like seeing people in need of help was a good learning experience for me. So
So what age group was this?
yes, so it was kind of adolescence. So you got from age 10 to about 25 is when they had to age out. So when they couldn't take care of them anymore. So they had to go to, if they were still like homeless, it was a lot of homelessness. So if they were still homeless, then they would probably have to go to like a men's shelter at that age.
Okay.
And I also saw, and I was also being interviewed. It was either Daybreak or this place called Homeful, and that was also in downtown Dayton. And that one was a little bit more, I'd say, not as an ideal place to work for me. I was at Daybreak, I was in a very safe, comfortable environment. But at Homeful, I went in on an interview, and I showed up at this men's shelter, and just like 100 men like living in a gym, like in like cots, kind of like a hospital type setting, and that position would have been me in an office like this, just like kind of like doing diagnostic assessments on men off the street. So I kind of felt more comfortable with the Daybreak one. I was in a professional environment, like cubicles on like the third floor. So that was more ideal for me. So I went to go with that one more than working straight up in a men's shelter with, heroin walking in off the streets. So, but if I'm going to work, this addictions counseling minor has trained me to work with those types of individuals too. So once I graduate, I feel like I am ready to work with my CDCA. And I actually applied several days ago to a job in Cincinnati to use my CDCA. It's called Sunrise Treatment Center, and they specifically work with the opiate epidemic. So the opioids, they use like Suboxone, for like heroin, like withdrawal and everything. So I'd specifically be working with those types of individuals. So we'll see if I get like a job offer, like a job interview, and we'll see. Yeah. We'll see which pathway I choose to go after I graduate. So we'll see if I get offered some jobs.
So with where you were interning, where do the clients come from? Are they like court ordered or?
Good question. A lot of them, it's a big variety, and that's what was interesting of seeing like where people came from. I had a 10-year-old come into our office because he was dropped off by some woman because he was found alone in an apartment hallway one night. So he was dropped off at a homeless shelter daybreak because he was homeless. So we got some of those. Some other people were court mandated.
Okay.
Yeah, they were from the courts.
How were those people different than
They,
others?
since they were mandated to be there, they weren't as wanting to be there.
They weren't as willing
Right.
to work with you.
Exactly, and those are the harder ones to work with because they don't want to, achieve success and get better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the program is for. It's for, the program is to house you for 2 years. It's a 2-year program,
Okay.
pretty much. They expect you to be on your own after 2 years. They help you with employment, financial status, education opportunities. But after, once those are up, then they're gonna stop you.
So after the 2 years, like, would they keep you at all?
I don't think so. I think they kind of
Just
direct you
send
into
out?
somewhere else. Yeah, but you have to think about it. 2 years is a pretty good
Mm-hmm.
window where if you can't develop yourself off of 2 years with all this assistance that we provide you,
Mm.
yeah, I trust me, and I've seen it. I've seen a lot of people who just blame the world for their problems.
Mm-hmm.
But it is my job that that would be my occupation to, it's my job to get them to want to
Mhm.
do that. So that's like a 9 to 5 schedule. But that I've learned that I don't want to work in case management. So that's where I'd rather work as like a counselor with them, not really as case management when I'm dealing with their financial employment
Mm-hmm.
issues, because that was kind of a burden. It's pretty bad.
So what would you say the success rate is there? Like for getting people out into the world?
I saw a lot of success in that building. I could see a lot of people, getting better with like several meetings and several sessions that I sat in on. I got to know some clients, but I also saw people kind of getting worse. Some people kind of taking advantage of the system that we were providing for them and not using, kind of just complaining that, well, you're not giving me enough. We're not giving you, so you're telling me a check for $2,000 isn't enough,
Yeah.
We're providing you with housing and we're providing you with money. We're providing you with food stamps. And you're telling me that's not enough. So I don't think I'm a good fit to work in case management because I think anything in this job you have to be kind of emotionally detached, but also you have to be passionate about your work.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be passionate. You have to care about your client, but at the same time you have to be kind of 9 to 5 is your job, but after 5 your door closes, your office door closes. So another thing I learned about was balancing work and my life. So I see tons of clients throughout the day, but after the day's over you have to shut that door and
try to keep that to that time.
Right.
Okay.
So what's one more question you have of me? Is that it?
I think that's about it.
All right. Well, thanks for the interview. I appreciate it.
Thanks for being interviewed.
Yeah.